Hello, my name is Marshall Hooper, and I will be doing the workability claims and the disadvantage claims. I'd like to start off by first saying that we can't afford to raise funding on cloning more than the billions of dollars that we're already spending on it. Jennifer Mead, researcher/writer from Morehead University, says that the most recent data from the biotechnology industry organization shows that the industry as a whole spent over $180 billion on research and development between 1994 and 2005, and $23 billion in 2006 alone. As you can see, it was a $5 billion increase over in 2003. Over the average that was spent in the 11 years between 1994 and 2006. So a lot of money is already being spent on cloning, and we have other important things that need to be funded. Cancer.gov states that in recent years, National Cancer Institute budget has been flat, averaging approximately $4.9 billion a year over the last 6 years. So as you can see, the money that's being spent on cloning already is really high, and how many more billions of dollars need to be spent on put into cloning that's not already been spent for the success rates to improve enough for us for this to be a good idea. Also, MSNBC.com reporters Luke Zort and Frank Thorpe say in a report entitled "Disaster Aid Bill Fails in Republican-Led House." The House demise of the measure was caused by Democrats opposed of $1.5 billion in cuts. I use this quote just to show that we're nitpicking about $1.5 billion and something about and some things like disaster aid bill, which is like to help when like natural disasters happen, and we want to increase funding for something that's already getting billions and billions of dollars of funding and not having very much rewards. Secondly, in my workability claim, I would like to speak about how stem cell research is not accepted enough by society for us to try to make it more part of our society. The HastingsCenter.org, Dr. Thomas H. Murray says, the nation has stood sharply divided on the morality of such research. When stem cells are taken from an embryo, the embryo loses its viability, cannot become implanted into a womb or develop into a fetus. To knowingly damage an embryo in order to remove stem cells is, for some, the same as destroying a human life. This brings up problems. This brings up issues with people who are already against abortion. So you're going to get pushed from those people. You're also going to get pushed from people religious people who believe that doing such things would be like playing the role of God. Gallup.com writer Amari Morrows in March 2009 stated in a Gallup poll conducted last month, 52% of Americans said that they support easing current restrictions or are in favor of having no restriction on government funding. 48% are in favor of keeping current restriction or not funding it at all. And although more people are in favor of easing restrictions, it's barely over 50%, and that's not really enough for us to try to change the way that things are now. Also, human cloning is not popular amongst scientists who believe that it's still too experimental. Physicians from the American Medical Association and scientists with the American Association of Advancement of Science have issued formal public statements advising against human reproductive cloning. For my disadvantage claims, if we were to raise funding for cloning and implement cloning more into society, it would come with a lot of disadvantages, such as human cloning could negatively affect our gene pool in the long run. AmericanMedicalAssociation.org AmericanMedicalAssociation.org says that if cloning became widespread, human genetic diversity could decrease over time. The benefits of genetic diversity, from having individuals with disease immunity and fostering a population with a wide variety of talents, have helped human beings survive and succeed. And over time, if human cloning were to become kind of like normal, we could face serious problems in the future with things like a disease or something that could come through and really devastate our society. Also, clones could face societal issues, and overusing cloning could diminish the value of human life. GeneticsandSociety.org state that reproductive cloning could diminish the sense of uniqueness of an individual. It would violate deeply and widely held convictions concerning human individuality and freedom, and could lead to a devaluation of clones in comparison to non-clones. Also, the GeneticsandSociety.org says that cloned children would inevitably be raised in the shadow of their nuclear donor in a way that would strongly tend to constrain the individual psychological and social development, and no child should be forced to live with that amount of stress and that amount of stress and that burden on their shoulder. And they also face things like, will they be accepted by society, though, because they're not born naturally.